Hey everybody, Eric here from EFBM, and as you can see behind me, I am once again driving, so forgive me if I don't make eye contact until I stop. Let's just be safe for everybody. Well, today, I know that I've talked about it or mentioned it bunches, but I do want to touch on doing your best, because sometimes what can happen is we think we've given it our best. You know, we pushed until failure. We, pushed until the end of the workout. We made it through the workout. We feel pretty good about it. But, there are those moments, there are those times where even after the workout, a couple of hours afterwards, you're like, I still got more in the tank. I still had some that I could have put towards this. I still had some, hitch in my giddy up. Whatever you want to say. But sometimes, when you haven't done your best. When you've been, you kind of held, you gave it 80%, you gave a good effort, the old college try, whatever you want to call it. But when you haven't done your best. So, what are some ways that you can combat that? What are some ways that you can overcome not giving your best every time you show up? Because here's what you should do. Here's your mind. This is where my mindset is, and I hope your mindset's similar to this. That you're going to play like you practice, not practice like you play. I want you to envision that every day is game day. That every day you've got something to prove. That every day when you get to your designated place for working out, whether it be your living room, the bathroom at your office, I don't care, wherever it is, wherever it may be. I do jumping jacks in front of the microwave while I'm waiting for oatmeal or whatever to cook. So you can work out anywhere. But the point is, when you show up to that moment, when you show up to that place, that thing that you've taken time out of your schedule, you've actually worked it into your schedule. You've gone so far as to plan it, to do the meal prep, to make sure your stuff's ready to go, and whatever it is you need to do, whatever routine it is that you keep, whatever, little ritual that you have to make sure your stuff's ready to go, to make sure your day feels just right. Why show up and only give 80%? Or less? If you're not going to give it what you've got, if you're not going to give it everything you have, don't show up. Granted, there are days when you're just like, I'm not feeling it, but I gave it my best. And that may only be 70% of what you had yesterday, and it may only be 70% of what you have tomorrow. But today you gave your best. And that's what's important. What's important is that today you give your best. Now, some of the things that what I do to overcome it is I can typically tell when I'm getting to the gym, I know where my mind's at. So, I'll listen to music. I'll put on, I change up what I'm listening to so that I don't go into autopilot. So I'll change up what I'm listening to. If I feel like I'm going to struggle in my run, then, if I'm on the elliptical that day and I feel like I'm going to struggle, I change it to something that I've got to work at keeping my tempo, because I'm going to engage more muscles. I'm going to be more into the workout. I'm going to be more mindful of what's going on, and I'm going to push harder to try and reach that tempo, that rhythm that I know that I can rock out. And that may be counterintuitive to what other people do. I'm just telling you what I do, what works best for me. Excuse me, there's the yawn. Hello. So, for me, I switch it up. I switch up the music to make myself work harder. Second thing is, I noticed that during P90X, that I kind of got on autopilot, and while I liked that that each section didn't follow the same kind of guideline, that each section What's the one I'm looking for? It changed up muscle groups and changed up the order of the workouts. It was still the same set of workouts over and over and over. And yeah, they did just the trick. They did exactly what I needed them to do. But I kind of got there was no mental engagement at that point. A lot of it was muscle memory. A lot of it was making sure, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on leaning out, bulking up? How many reps am I going to do that day or that workout? So what I try to do is I try to be mentally engaged in the workout. I don't like to be bored mentally. I like that mental stimulation. So I'll listen to music with a complex beat. Anyway, so I like to engage my mind because it pulls me into the workout and out of places of my head where I just switch into autopilot. Because if I'm in autopilot, I'm not going to give my best. I'm just going to go through the motions. And show of hands, how many people have just gone through the motions? So, if you're just going through the motions, figure out what you can do different. Because you can go through the motions anywhere. If you're going to a gym, you're spending money for that, more than likely. If you've bought equipment, you've got an investment there. If you've bought a program and the clothes and the supplements and whatever the case may be, you've got an investment there. Don't waste it. Don't let it be a penny stock. Let it be, a blue chip. Let it be that high dollar. So give it your best. It's well worth it. Kind of part 2 of this is it's Veterans Day. Now, veterans and military are a unique breed. As a veteran myself, and as other veterans I know, we all have that head nod that we can give each other, because we know what dedication, devotion, and sacrifice looks like. This is not me saying that other people do not. Please don't take it that way. What I am saying, though, is that there's a reason why so many workouts, especially about 5 years ago, that this whole idea of boot camp workouts got very popular. Because they pushed you past a limit that you weren't comfortable with. So if you know a veteran, if you know someone on active duty, if you know someone who's willing to work with you, ask them what it's like to push past their limits. Excuse me. Engage them and pick their brain and help them to remember what it was like to give it more than what they thought they had in boot camp, to be sore and to continue to push through to where you didn't feel it anymore. Because I know that's what I had to do. When I couldn't raise my arms or I couldn't sit down because my butt cheeks hurt from doing something, squats or 8-count bodybuilders or running, I had shin splints so bad that they thought that even Navy medical, boot camp medical, thought they were stress fractures from my knee to my ankles. And I still pushed. I had the heart, but my body wasn't in it. My body couldn't do it. I still did my 4 years, and I did 4 in active reserves. And frankly, I miss it. I miss that sense of accomplishment. I miss that camaraderie. I miss pushing myself past those limits mentally and physically. And so, to all the veterans out there, to all those who push past their limits, veteran or not, to all those who give it their best and forget the rest, thank you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your dedication. And thank you for your example. Today, we honor those who all paid some and some paid all. If you need help with doing your best, if you need help with pushing through to find that part of you that you suspect exists but don't know how to breed it, just ask someone to come alongside you and yell at you for a while. I couldn't stay serious for long. Have someone yell at you for a while, because that's what we went through. That's what we endured. But we worked together. We sweated together. We hurt together. We were sore together. We cried together. No matter your branch of service, we are a family. We are a family of servicemen and women who chose to honor and serve. Let's take that and help and continue to help those around us who struggle, who desire to be better than the person they were yesterday, who desire to be better than the person they were a week ago, and help them fulfill the dream they have to be the person they want to be 6 months from now. So, you guys, whatever you've got to do to switch it up, to do your best and forget the rest, to leave it all on the gym floor, for your excuses to be liquefied in pools of sweat as you lay in a broken heap from just a fantastic workout. Whatever you've got to do, do it. Whatever you've got to find it. Whomever you've got to get to yell at you, find them. So it's getting dark. I'm going to focus on the road, and I'm getting long-winded in this. So you guys, I hope you've had a great day. I hope you've had a great workout. It's Tuesday. It's Veterans Day. Once again, service members, all of you, thank you. Servicemen, women, Army, Navy, Marine Corps, Air Force, Coast Guard, National Guard, Air National Guard. To all the men and women who supported service members, to all the families, thank you. You guys, remember, we're just ordinary people trying to live extraordinary lives. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.